What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Sports Life Business, the ultimate transition. I'm Derek Furlow, and man, I got a treat for y'all today. I got my girl, AG, in the building. Evergray in the building. What's going on, girl?
What's going on, man?
Everything going on.
Everything's good.
I know.
Everything's good. Over here in the summer for a couple of months, relaxing, doing some business. Before I head back to France for about 9 months, man.
Ooh.
Living the dream.
Hey.
Living the dream.
You living your dream, definitely.
Right, for sure.
It's some people that may not know you. If they Lady ball fans in general, they done seen you.
Right.
But some people may not know you, so introduce yourself to the people and let them know who you are, where you from.
Hey, as you said, I'm Amber Gray. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. Played here in Tennessee for the Lady Vols for 2 years.
Okay.
Under Coach Summit, one of the best to ever coach the game. Ended up transferring to Xavier University in Cincinnati, where I ended up graduating from. Got my degree. Now I'm overseas playing.
That works. So from Cincinnati all the way down here to Tennessee. So
right.
I got to take it back to the beginning.
Okay, let's go.
Ball. At what age did you get introduced to this game?
I was about 5 years old, man. I did everything from dance, had my little tutus, from soccer to volleyball. I started playing ball when I was about 5 or 6 years old. That's just this fundamental stage where you're just out there having fun. When I hit about 7 or 8, I was like, oh man, it's more than just having fun. This is gonna be a lifestyle for me. Jumped in from there.
And you said, see where it's gonna take you. What was your bigger dream? What was the bigger picture for you when you fell in love with the game at 8?
To be honest with you, man, this is not a cliche. It was to be a Lady Vol.
Really?
It was. I grew up watching the Mikas, the Candace, all those people who came through here. I was like, I want to wear that baby blue and orange one day.
Yeah.
And it just lit something inside of me. I'm going to do it. I put everything on hold. I still had my fun as a high schooler, went to my football games, all that stuff, but my ultimate dream was to play here.
Ooh.
I made it happen.
Ooh, okay.
I made it happen.
Well, we gonna tell them how you made that happen. But okay, so at 8, you realized you love the game, and the bigger goal was to be a Lady Ball. That was the end all be all. So at that point, going into middle school, high school, did you still play all those other sports, or did you tailor it down to one specific sport? Or what?
No. You know what? I cut the soccer and that stuff off, but I still played volleyball. That was where I kind of got to relax and have fun and met some of my best friends through that sport. But I primarily focused on basketball. So during the summer, I played AAU with Cincinnati's finest. And then I kept on training throughout the years, but because I knew that's where it was going to take. That's how I was going to get to college.
Yeah.
That's where I was going to get my scholarship from.
Yeah.
I actually did get some scholarship from volleyball, but with the seasons overlapping and stuff, I didn't pursue it in college. But for me, it was important to play multiple sports throughout high school. As females, it's very, very important to focus on, using different body parts and different muscles and training your body in different ways. So that's kind of what I rocked with volleyball and basketball throughout high school. Okay. And then at what point in high school did basketball get so serious that you knew that shot or that dream of being Lady Ball, that it was possible becoming a reality? I got the chills. It was my eighth grade year going into my 9th grade, so about a freshman.
Ooh,
when
early.
When I walked into, we were at a tournament in the summer actually, and all of a sudden the crowd just started going crazy. I'm like, man, what is going on?
Yeah.
And you see Pat and Holly walk across that floor and sit right in the front stands. I was like, oh man, let me hurry up and get ready.
It got real.
It got real, but at that point on, I realized, this can really happen. I can really make this happen. And from that point on, I was focused. I can and I will. Every day I can and I will. It takes sacrifice to get there, but I knew I was gonna make it happen because that's what I wanted.
You had to be putting up some numbers for Coach Summit to come from Rocky Top up there.
I mean, we had a great team.
Yeah.
We had people go to Marquette, to UC, to Vandy, to everywhere.
Yeah.
So And we was playing against them top level players. We played against Glory.
Oh.
And we played against Glory all the time. I think that might have been the game they came to. Actually, me and Glory used to go at it. Glory Johnson, boy, if it wasn't for her, man, we used to go at it. I remember. But it was fun back then.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. So we had a great group against great coaches and was playing against some other top players. So they came out. And at that point, I was like, oh, yeah.
Okay. That's when you knew it was
That's when I knew it was real.
Okay.
It was real.
Okay. So you got to high school.
Right.
You already had a visit from Coach Summit.
Right.
What was your mindset, grade-wise, and then practice-wise,
right,
knowing that, hey, you got this, you don't got to look early.
Right.
All you got to do is finish.
Right. You know what? Honestly, it became harder at that point because I knew that's the best of the best. You know, so I had to make sure I was hitting those books harder than I ever did before, making sure my GPA was where it was at. You know, those SAT scores, those ACT scores, and then the gym. It was my best friend. It became my best friend. Like, and at that point for me, the talent and all that stuff was there, and I had to work extremely, extremely hard on it. But more importantly, I had to work on my attitude because I knew that once you play there, you're no longer the best. You're surrounded by the best.
Absolutely.
You know, so you have to learn how to bring it every single day. You have to learn how to look into those blue eyes and take what she's saying, how she's saying it, roll with it, rock with it, and be better next time.
Yeah.
So that's really what I focused on throughout, you know, my sophomore, my junior year going to my senior year.
Yeah. Okay. How was the coaching? Because I know a lot of players, some have great coaches, some coaches push them, some go get it on their own.
Right.
And you get a chance to have Coach Summit come take a look at you.
Right.
Did you play under a female coach in high school, or?
You know what? I never did. I never played under a female coach until I got here to Tennessee. My AAU coaches, actually one of them was my father, and then he actually became the assistant coach for my high school team as well. So it was intense. It was tough, which prepared me for how coach was going to be. But I never played under a female coach, and now looking back at it, I realize how important it is for these young ladies to play for female coaches. Not just because, not saying that female coaches are better or anything like that, but they can relate to us. They can understand, you know, what we've been through, where we're going, and where we want to be.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit different than a male.
Yeah.
You know, we have to take different routes. We have to do different things and different injuries and all that type of stuff. And playing under a female coach, I learned, oh, okay, so this is what it's like for somebody to actually relate. So she's yelling at me because she lived it.
Gotcha.
Because she knows.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that went.
That makes sense. So your shot is on its way. In high school, who did you look up to that you wanted to be like? Because I know. Oh, okay.
It was CP. You know what I mean? Like, and then you get to walk in the gym and you get to meet her, and you try to be humble. Like, no, I don't need no picture. How you doing? I'm Amber. But on the back end, I'm like, hey, can we take a picture? I ain't gonna post it nowhere, you know. But you know, I looked up for her and Lisa Leslie before her. Tamika Catchings was another one, and you know, those are the people that, because those are the same position, the same. And I tried to always focus on it. My mother and my father and grandfather helped me with this, on focus on looking up to women athletes. Yeah. Because they've taken the road that you've taken, and they've been where you want to go. You know, it's awesome to look up to those male athletes who are phenomenal. They do a great job out in the community, out, you know, in all individual sports. But as a female, it's important to look up to other females.
Hit on that one more time, because I never thought about that.
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of people probably don't think about that.
Right.
You said looking up to those female athletes that have taken the road that you've taken. That's deep.
Well, for us, it's different. You know, we have to graduate from college. You know, whether it's you graduate, you have to be in there for at least 3 years. If you graduate after that third year, well, now you can go be a pro. To different injuries, you know what I mean? How our body develops, how we're growing mentally, and how, you know, we handle certain situations, because it's just different. You know what I mean? It's different being a female versus being a male, especially in the athletic world. So looking up to another female is extreme, from anything from personal stuff to sports to maybe family, or maybe it's as simple as taking a high school course. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you can sit down and you can talk to somebody and relate to them on that level, it's extremely important for your development.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I never really thought about it because I guess I look up the males because I'm a male.
Right.
And it's pretty simple to do.
It's a male dominant world that we live in.
Yeah.
You know how many, and you know what? I'm gonna give you a great example. And after the Warriors just won their championship, if you look and you see some of the post, the post interviews with the players, one of the first things that Kevin Durant said, "I'm going to watch the WNBA now." I mean, come on, that alone, it shows how much respect that we are now, as females, are now gaining.
That's good.
By male athletes. For him to say one of the best in the world, to say, well, now let's go support them. We need stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Valid point. Very valid point. As far as grade-wise, was that something that you always excelled at, or was that something that you had to work on?
You know what? It was definitely something I had to work on. I'm not as bad as it sounds. School wasn't my thing. I was an athlete.
I thought that was just a male thing.
Right. No, it's everybody.
Okay, I'm just making sure then. Okay.
But I got lucky that I didn't have teachers who just passed me along.
Yeah.
Who just said, "Oh, she's gonna be something special. We're gonna make sure that she gets this A or this B. She's just gonna have it." They made me work for it. You know what I mean? Nothing was in that aspect was ever given, and I still have to this day one of my teachers who helps to make sure before I type anything up or post anything or give an interview or do some public speaking that I'm saying the correct things or I'm writing down or it's written the correct way.
Yeah.
So it was never given. It's something that I had to work for, which helped me to realize nothing in life is easy.
Come on now.
You have to work for everything. And I was lucky enough to learn that at a young age.
Okay.
You got to work for it.
Absolutely.
You got to work for it.
That's very true. So, you finally make it to the University of Tennessee. What was it like suiting up first game wearing that Lady Ball uniform?
Man, when I say those are some of the best fans in the country, to hear that Rocky Top playing, to see that Tennessee across your chest, it is one of the most amazing feelings that I've ever had. And as I'm sure we'll get into later, I went through some complications health-wise, but remembering that feeling is what continued to motivate me to get back.
Awesome. Because I know you said 2 years and then you were gone. So getting into that, how did your career at the University of Tennessee end and what happened?
After we had just finished our freshman year, unfortunately we had lost a little early in the tournament, but we got back to practice right away. You know how Coach was. Anybody who has ever met Coach Selman, you know she's a go-getter, and she's not going to ever let us fall short. And it's definitely of something where she believed in us more than anybody ever did.
Absolutely.
Anybody ever did. And so she was like, well, we're going to get back to work. We got back to work, and unfortunately in that first practice after the tournament, I ended up tearing my shoulder. Again, we had some of the best, from Heather Mason as our strength coach to Jenny Moshek as our athletic trainer. Well, they were like, okay, well, these are your options. Well, let's just strengthen it. Let's do that to see if that works. Well, unfortunately, it didn't. So that following July went into shoulder surgery. Repaired just a normal routine, labor and tear. You know how it goes. You see those all the time. We're going, okay, good, that happens. Came out, was good. About 45 minutes later after that, my lungs ended up filling with fluid. And so I was in ICU. At that point, they're calling my teammates, my coaches, and all that stuff. And my prayer warriors were there right around me, and they're some of my best friends now. I had Kelly Kane, Shakina Strickland, Gloria Johnson, Alicia Manning, Angie Bjorkman. They all right there holding hands, praying over me. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I'm 19 years old, lungs filled with fluid. What's going on? Well, fast forward a little bit, I ended up suffering from a stroke. So I had lost complete feeling on the left side of my body while I was there. Again, how is this happening to a 19-year-old female who at the top school in the country, very athletic, very in shape, all that stuff? The hospital here didn't have the resources to find out what was going on, so I ended up flying to Cincinnati, where I'm actually from, that has one of the best neuro institutions on their campus. Got there, and again, by the grace of God, one of the top neurosurgeons in the country ended up getting my case. Fast forward about 3 or 4 days, they found out I had a brain aneurysm.
Wow.
So immediately rushed me into surgery. 12 and a half hours later, found out. Once they went in and started the surgery and stuff, my carotid artery, which is an artery that runs blood to your head, well, mine was completely destroyed. So I ended up having to have a bypass. So they took an artery out of my arm, a pretty